It's going.
Oh, yeah, nah, pretty good.
Thinking we should chuck a podcast. What do you reckon?
Oh, yeah, nah, I can. Come round, let's do a thing. G'day, everyone. How you going? And welcome to... What episode are we up to, mate?
This is round 10.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
It's not. It's definitely not, because the last things I exported to, I think, was 8, 9, and 10. I reckon this is number 11.
No, it would have been number 11, but number 10 sucked.
Oh, yeah, that's right. This is number 10. Well, you're meant to kick it off.
We'd had 3 beers by the time we did round 10.
All
right, fine. I'll kick it off then.
Because it's an even number. You
Well, welcome to round 10. What do you reckon?
Thanks for kicking us off, Nick. Now,
ding, ding, ding.
now today we have a huge guest, the biggest guest.
The biggest guest.
Out of all three of us.
You call me fat?
Yes, I am. Nah, so we got our good mate. Now, we've spoken about you in every podcast.
Yeah, and that's why round 10 needed to be with Mr. Ryan Goodall.
Hi, guys.
Now, everyone knows you as some other name that I don't...
Oh, we got that wrong.
No.
So we were talking shit. You've heard it.
You've heard it.
About,
I spoke to both of you about it.
Yeah, so if anyone hadn't heard that episode, we were talking about how we don't like Ryan's nickname, which is Razzie.
Razzie.
And you filled me in, so let Liam here know, where did Razzie come from?
Well, you both now know because I came at you like a spider monkey.
Yeah.
Come at you like a spider monkey.
I was like, love the episode, guys, but you're full of shit.
Check your facts.
No. There were partial facts that were right there. So just like normal journalism, like partial facts are right, which is great.
There's a little bit of
Well, one
confirmation
fact
bias.
is correct. We didn't come up with it.
You didn't come up with it. You're right.
Yeah.
So basically, where I got the name Raz from was actually in high school. And so I was at high school. People called me Raz because another kid was called Rhino. So obviously I couldn't be called Rhino, you know, which is the standard
Ryan nickname.
Ryan nickname. Yeah. So I was Raz. Now then when my brother moved up, he called me Spaz, which if anyone knows my gamer handle, it is Spazbot.
Yes.
Because as in bot, as in like when you'd verse someone that is just like mechanistic. Because, you know.
Yeah, we get it, nerd.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So Spaz, and then he
was
called
big
me
with the chicks.
Yeah, it really went off. And then it was Spazway, and then anyway, so I got called Raz for a long time, and then when we did get into the band, my other friends called me Raz, but then it was like, oh yeah, Dizzy, and I was like, Razzie. So there was that part where I changed it to Razzie.
So we got it half right when you brought it back again, but that wasn't the origin of the name.
But I
right.
think it's gotten to a point now where no one knows your name's Ryan.
Probably.
Like, because every time I come to this gym or hear people in the HIIT vicinity, they all just call you Raz.
Raz, yeah.
And I nearly slap him across the face.
But I feel like it did take off because Karen, she went ahead with it.
She
so
loved
Karen
it.
Reichelt, it's your fault.
But why?
I love you, but it's your fault.
And the thing is with Karen, is her nickname
Kaz.
is Kaz.
Kaz.
Yeah, absolutely. So we got it. We
That's
bonded
the thing.
heavily over that.
Yeah. Who would we? We'd be...
you were Lee.
Yeah, I'm all...
You were Lee, and you were Nikki.
Nikki Vegas.
Nikki V.
It's Nicky Vay.
Nikki V.
All right, so
Oh, yeah.
we've spoken about how you and I met, which is basically you forced your way into my life.
Yeah.
Which is kind of how I need to make friends. How did you and Ryan meet?
I forced my way into his life.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
I just do it. I don't know.
With
I
resistance.
see good individuals, and I tell you what, you're a good candidate to be my mate.
I'm glad I filled
Ticking certain boxes.
Yeah,
No,
yeah, tick
I
the
don't
boxes.
know. Well,
for
yeah,
be
it's...
you, mate.
See, I'm a bit of a prick at first, where it comes to, like, I see niches around people that I can connect with.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing you, I think the first time I ever saw you, I actually liked you. And I think I may have spoken about it on my podcast, and I was inspired by, you were just, I don't think you knew your talent.
Thank you.
Better luck. I don't know how to say
Better
this.
luck next time. Well, in your next life, better luck.
Yeah. So I remember the first time I actually saw it, because we had to do a gig, and this gig that we did at Price Street Hall at Nambour, we all in like Take Us to Vegas were at that gig.
Oh.
I don't know whether you realise this, because
Dean's band
Half cycle play.
they were playing.
Yeah.
Alex and I were in Wingspan.
Uh-huh.
you were in your band, A Blind Science. That's
Great
what you-
band.
Great band.
Great band.
46 Fighter.
No,
I don't know.
you
What
were
were
Blind
we?
Science back then.
Yeah, okay.
And, mate, I'll correct you. I know the story.
Yeah,
and,
you do.
And Nick, I'm pretty sure you were there helping set up the PA and doing sound.
Yeah, you were.
Yeah, I was. Yeah,
Because I remember seeing you on the side. So the
Yeah.
history was being born at Price Street Hall.
Yeah.
Without us even knowing.
God, and that would have been like 2007 or 8?
2008, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, just out of high school for us.
Wow, there you go.
And yeah, so I remember that. But one thing I do remember about your gig, like I was hyped to see you. You sounded exactly like how you sounded on the EP that you released.
Oh, yeah.
Or the singles that you had.
Yeah.
And I remember you had to bail straight after the gig because
Yeah.
you hired your little amps. These, what were they? Line 6s or?
Nah, I think we had I had mine,
Yeah.
which was a Laney Hardcore,
Yeah.
30 watt,
Yeah.
I think.
Sick.
And then it was mental. And then no, we had so our drummer.
He hired
Josh.
mics or something.
No. Our drummer Josh had a mate, like his dad had a mate that had like a heap of gear and like had a heap of like Fenders and fucking whatever else he
Yeah,
had
kit,
there.
heaps
I'm
of
pretty
kit.
sure it was just Fenders. But we went and like picked him up, but then we had to make sure that like Josh's dad could drop us back off before it was like too late because then Josh's dad had something on the next day. So we
Yeah.
had to bail out really early because we had to take that gear back to Josh's dad's mate's house.
Yeah.
And it was,
So I remember you bailing on us, like, oh, okay, this is your first gig and you're leaving.
yeah.
So that was
way
like, you know,
too cool for that.
Yeah, well, no,
Full dick move.
yeah,
Yeah.
bit of a strike one.
Absolutely, yeah. And yeah, look, we learnt heavily from that, and the band failed. So
So you had to change your name and everything.
we had to change the name. Yeah,
So
So
that's-
yes, we
that
did.
was not how we met. I think I just made it
Nah.
just interacted.
On the radar.
Yeah, on the radar.
I remember I was frothing Wingspan at that point.
But that's the thing. You frothed us, but you never watched us.
Yeah, I did.
No, you didn't. Not until later.
Yeah,
But you
true.
missed out on the. And I was thinking, I'm like, look, I want to be mates with this dude.
Yeah.
I want to send it in front of him. With
I
the
reckon-
vocals. I did. I remember at this gig.
Yeah.
Sorry to cut in.
Yeah.
But you missed it. I had one of these tables we set
Yeah.
up because we had nothing for a like a what do they call it? An ego riser.
Oh yeah.
So I put a table there.
Fuck yeah.
And just stood up on a table in front of
Fucking
the
hell.
15 people that were watching, just killing it. What a dickhead.
I
hey,
would have
man.
been
That's
standing at the
so
sound
cool.
desk going like these fucking bands.
Bullshit. You're like, I'm going to join this band one day. Look at it.
That's actually so sick, man. To have a kid, right, in your teens, have that much confidence.
Be so fearless.
Yeah.
So fearless to do something like that. I remember like
That's sick.
at no point of like the entirety of the time that I was in the band did I ever have the confidence to do
A table
anything
stand.
like that.
No.
No way in hell.
I don't know what made me do it.
Fucking balls, brother.
I left it back in Namble, that's for sure. But yeah, so I
pretty
remember
cool.
after that we were in the scene, we're in the music scene then.
Yeah.
And then was it Battle of the Bands? Was it either Namble or was it that one at Noosa?
Noosa School of Rock. You guys took the Noosa School of Rock title.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
That was awkward. That
It's
was
a big title.
It was
a huge.
title.
Mate,
Well, this Battle of the
Title
Bands,
was
it wasn't
heard
a Battle of
around
the
the
Bands. It was the most rigged tax write-off for that dude
yeah.
because he just put on this Battle of the Bands and it was in a room, like
Yeah.
a studio room where you go and rehearse.
Yeah.
Ah.
That's basically where it was.
Yeah, it was so bizarre. It was very bizarre. Like we literally played to
The other bands.
the other two bands that played that day.
Because there was a couch in front of the bands playing.
And I remember our drummer nearly fought Damien, the guitarist, that day. And like our drummer's like Josh. So Josh, this guy, Josh Anu, he's like just this little Afro kid, like, and you just would never expect it, but just so angry.
Little man rage.
Yeah. And then Damien, this like long, lanky, grim reaper looking motherfucker, sitting next to him, and he makes a joke to him. And then I don't remember verbatim what he said, but Josh basically was like sitting there like this, and Damien's sitting there, and Damien said something like kind of like a smart ass joke, and then Josh like just looks up at him and goes, "How about you go fuck off, fuckhead?" And then just looks back at whatever band was playing, and then Damien goes, "Oh," and gets up and walks off.
See, that's the thing, I reckon he
was-
must have been so scared because I never heard the story until you told me.
Oh, really?
Like later on in life.
Fuck, it was so funny, and I was like, hectic, hectic. I never would have expected that.
But-
so yeah, it was pretty funny. That.
Making friends.
But in the
Yeah.
end, that was the heat, and we went through to the grand final after that, which was
Yeah.
just more sitting in front of people on a couch playing music.
But the
And-
promise for that was to play at the J.
was
That
it?
was what the big finale was
Oh,
to be
that
playing at
never
the J.
happened.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Well, eventually it happened. Just nothing to do with that guy.
yeah, nothing to do
Yeah.
with that guy. That's where off came from.
Was it that dude?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So we rang him one. Oh no, he didn't ring. We had Alex had a message on his phone, a voicemail, and he was talking like this guy. I reckon was just so hungover or something. The guy who owned this place, and he's ringing Alex, and must have just had this great idea. Woke up one morning with this great idea to do a metal night at this place. He's like, mate, we're gonna get some bands together. It's gonna be a metal night, and it is gonna go off. But how he got the whistle in off, I don't know.
Yeah. Look, that's classic. Eh?
And that has been a forever catchphrase for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Off.
But yeah, so you guys took the
title.
Noosa one, and we took the Nambour one.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. And I sold you a CD that day with nothing on it.
Nothing on it. I actually, funnily enough, in not this bag, but the bag that I do have my show and tell, which you've asked me to bring,
Well,
the
what-
actual bag that I have at home, I still have that CD. And I was actually going to bring that in.
Wow.
that would have been great.
Yeah, I still have that
We'll
CD.
save that story for later, then maybe.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a great one. All right. So, yeah, later on in life, the band's fizzled out, and then we needed a bass player.
You were proactive about it, I would say.
Yeah. And so I just smashed your MySpace, your messages.
Yeah, you messaged me on my
I finally got it one day. It was your old missus that said, hey, there's a message from this Liam dude.
Yeah.
You should probably check it out. It's a big opportunity. You should probably check it out. Massive
Well, at
opportunity.
the time, I was like, fucking hell, these guys. These guys play Billionaire.
Yeah, it's crazy. But then you...
To me, that was massive.
So you had
was
it
like
in
the
this
biggest
vision
thing
that we were still, from Battle of the Bands and all that crap, that you thought that we hated you and we were trying to tee up us to meet up and
yeah,
bash
to
you.
fight.
That's right. I remember this
Yeah,
story.
this is how this came about.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm fucking, yeah, let's fucking go. As Nick
what?
would say, take you one after the other.
We finally teed up the band practice. You show up.
Yeah.
And
With a borrowed bass and a borrowed bass cab.
and a borrowed black eye, from what I remember, because you were boxing at the time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I just started jits. I just
Yeah.
started jiu-jitsu.
And I reckon that's where this career that you're in now was
Yeah.
probably going to take off back then.
Yeah, well, I mean, at that time, I had ambition to do two things, either mechanical engineering or to do, I wanted to become a sports psychologist.
Yeah.
So that's what I wanted to get into.
We said, how's about you play bass?
Yeah.
How about you waste 10 years of your life first?
Hey, good career choices, but have you thought about this?
Have you thought about playing bass for a local band?
And you know what? That's what was more connected to my heart. So I was like,
We did it.
fuck yeah.
And some
I never
river
did.
stories.
Yeah. I can safely say I've never done something in my life that didn't fulfill my heart's desire.
How good.
Fucking oath.
How good. So from later on, a few years went by, you were on bass for Wingspan. We kicked that into touch, and then you joined our new band on vocals.
I didn't join.
Well, you didn't
I
join.
was
You were
forced.
still. Yeah. Basically, you said you were never going to be a singer in our band.
I did say that.
Once again, we had other plans.
We
for
spoke
you.
about this just the other day.
Yeah.
And I said I never liked being a frontman. Not one day.
Never had the balls to get up on a table at Price Street.
No, I didn't. That was never my role. I was never meant to be that role.
Oh, but yeah, so that happened. And,
that happened,
well,
yeah.
thankfully, I lost my voice because I was shit house. Look, we've all been frontmans in bands.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, funnily enough, one of the things that came to the end of me being in Take Us to Vegas was like we were going through like a weird plateau period after Blood Wolves, and it was time to start like getting serious about the next record.
Yeah.
And I went over to Dean's place and we got drunk and I just started like spitballing ideas. And one of them was like Ryan doesn't even want to be a frontman. Like, should we put him on bass so he can just do pretty vocals on bass and then like
love
I
that.
can step up and do the thing and
Love that.
And then that came out as though like, he's getting too big for his boots. He's trying. I was just talking shit, coming up with ideas, and
Would have loved it.
it all
So what do
went
you do?
bad.
You
on
end up
bass.
saying, well, fuck you, so I'll go join a band and go on tour around the world.
Yeah. Much better decision. That was a much better decision.
Actually, on that note, this week is 7 years since Blood Wolves came out.
Wow.
Yeah, 7 years
Lucky
ago.
7.
That was pretty cool.
Actually, Tennille had it playing in the car yesterday on the
Did
drive
she?
up.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Probably one of the most funnest songs that I remember writing was when Nick and I wrote, which one was it? Vital Signs. Because like Nick wrote like the
heavy bits.
the lyric wise.
Yeah.
Like Nick wrote like the emotional, in touch with sadness side.
Yeah.
And then I wrote the other pretty happiness and like rainbow side, because that's exactly what our contrasting
It was
like
being.
emotions were like.
But
yeah,
it was interesting how
At the time.
naturally that worked to come
Worked
together as
great.
well. Because
Yeah.
like for me, coming from such a negative and you being a positive, but that's
Yeah.
how I wanted the song to always be.
Yeah.
But it still came together quite seamlessly.
It
which
worked
was cool.
really well.
And then to have our three voices on it as well.
I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed that.
What's going on back then? I think because there wasn't that many bands at the time that had the ability to have 3 or 4 vocalists.
Yeah, we had 4 vocalists.
So
in the
that
band.
was definitely what helped us at the time, I think, with a bunch of other stuff.
4
But I think we
vocalists.
stood out for having 4 mics going.
Yeah. I remember.
4 people
I
that
just
could
remember
hold
techies
the
being
key,
like, "So
yeah.
how many mics you need?" 4.
4. And they're like, okay, well, you're all sharing one.
Yeah. Well, all I've got is 2. Okay, and
probably
they're both banged up SM57s.
You are good to go.
Oh, I tell you what, mics are disgusting. Hey, when you look like with things being such
Because of
sanitized,
COVID?
yeah,
Because of COVID.
now,
Yeah.
You think back to what we used to put our mouths up against.
Yeah.
Bro, I think of that all the time now. Like, because we have a mic for class.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow. I used to do this
To people
every night after
to people
4 other bands.
all around Australia.
And I'd be
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
And I was in the habit like of resting my top lip on the
Oh, yeah, I would
microphone
do
when I
that
sang
too.
as well.
Oh, yeah.
I don't
It's,
know why I did that.
well, yeah. And then we went and kissed our girlfriends. Hey.
Fuck
yeah.
yeah.
You got 2 girls.
So much worse. Like there'd be certain clubs where, you, like in the grill of the microphone cage, you could just see stuff like stuck in it.
Yeah.
Like I don't know what it was, but
Oh, yeah, vomit.
Fuck yeah.
I think we got to a point where
Foreheads.
we did start bringing our own mics after a bit.
Yeah, I used to
Yeah.
bring my Sennheiser.
Yeah.
My Sennheiser mic.
Yeah.
Fucking
Remember
hell.
band practice, we used to always get zapped?
yes.
Oh, yeah.
Never earth properly.
Yeah.
That's
Properly?
Properly?
That shows that we're too
Paprika.
close to the mic. That was like our little,
Yeah.
like electric fence, just zap on the lip.
Yeah, that was pretty hectic, eh? But fuck, yeah, good old Rick, he sorted that out, eh?
Did he?
Well, I
yeah,
remember-
just turn up the voltage.
Yeah.
I remember when I was at TAFE being told a story by Peter, I forget his surname, the guitarist from the church. He, not like the church, the place where you go to pray, the band, the church. And he got really badly electrocuted. I think it was a show they played in Melbourne.
Oh.
Where, it wasn't earth properly, and he was playing guitar, went up to do his bit, and just went bang, and he went, like, he
Lost
flew
him out.
back and was out cold. And so
Fuck.
from then on, he said, whenever you get on stage, if you're playing guitar as well, touch your guitar strings to the microphone first. If it sparks, don't play the show.
Wow.
Just leave.
Just leave.
Yeah.
Wow.
Haven't you had any...
Huh?
Have you met that guy as well from the church?
Yeah, I went to, I did a little TAFE course out of Nambour, and he was doing that. He
He-
did it with Phil Emmanuel.
Yeah. He came to our school. What's his name again? The bloke from the church?
Peter.
Peter.
I can't remember his surname.
Peter Pumpkin Eater. So he came to our school and taught us how to play guitar. He did like a guitar tutorial for us.
True.
Yeah, well, he and...
Does he live on the coast?
Yeah. And Phil Emmanuel, before he passed away, they were doing those guitar master classes.
Yeah.
Because I did that as well with them the first year that they did it.
Yeah.
And Phil Emmanuel taught me so much about live music, about songwriting, about playing
Yeah.
guitar. And he was such an awesome dude. Like,
Yeah.
you know, and crazy, like, the ability that the dude had. He's played on like Slim Dusty Records.
He's
and,
great.
You know, Cold
He was such a
Chisel,
good
like,
guy.
Did so much stuff. And, you know, Tommy obviously being a much more like worldwide phenomenon, but Phil, unbelievably talented.
It's so weird that though, because I remember speaking to Phil and like in their family band when they were younger, Phil would say that Tommy was the rhythm guitarist.
Yeah. Yep.
So he was always the rhythm guitarist, and then Phil was always the lead guitarist.
Yeah.
But you could definitely see that because like when Tommy Emmanuel plays, you can see that he's just building melody.
Yeah.
Whereas
yeah.
when Phil plays, he's just shredding.
Yeah.
Over whatever, and he
Yeah.
can hear a tone and go like and like mimic the tone of like a bird.
Yeah.
Or something fucking weird.
Yeah. And he learnt guitar playing a lot of like Lou Reed songs and stuff like that. So it's like all scale based and he was
so
he was
smart.
amazing. And like there's still videos of Phil and Tommy playing together all over YouTube, and it's amazing to watch.
So good. I remember I was very, very lucky enough. I don't know if the end of your course, because we did a night where we
performance
performed.
night?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And I got to play a song called Malagueña Saderoso with him. And man, it was so good. It was so much fun. It was such a great time to play with that with him. And like, he was such a vibe. But I remember the first thing that I said to him, and I'm just, not the first thing I said to him. He goes, "So what is it that you want to learn to do?" And I was like, "Sweep."
Well, that's stupid.
Like, that was all I said. No scales, no fundamentals, purely sweep.
Show me how to sweep,
Sweet.
bruh.
Hey, so there's this Avenged Sevenfold song, and he does this. Just teach me that. I can already tap pretty sick.
He should have just handed you a broom.
Yeah, he did. That's the funniest thing. He didn't hand me the broom. He goes, "Oh, well, I'll wait till the janitor gets here." And I was like, "Oh, yeah." But seriously. Teach me.
So for anyone that wants to know what sweeping is, it's when you just basically strum your guitar but hit every note.
Yeah,
somehow.
in a scale.
Yeah.
In a scale, and it's seamless.
Just
It's whenever you
YouTube
hear
it.
the guitar go, and exactly that noise.
It actually makes that noise.
Yeah.
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 It's crazy.
And that's beautiful. If you don't want to hear that noise in your song,
Fucking wrong with
you're
you.
a loser. You don't know how to write songs.
What should we put here? A sweep? We should put a sweep in here.
Yeah.
Absolutely sweet.
Actually, I remember that in my time in Gunsmith, was like our drummer, or one of the drummers, Braden, that was his thing all the time. Like, we'd be writing a song, so Brooksy and I are like working through riffs, and we develop it and get to a certain point, and then it'd be like, "Where should we go to next with this?" And Braden's like, "Breakdown." Every single, that's all, it was his catchphrase. Like, anytime it got to a point, it's like, "Oh, I don't really like know where we should go to next with this." It's like, breakdown.
Breakdown.
That's so good.
Just account for every time for that part. Silence.
So, on the next point, stop talking about bands.
Bands.
Because now your life is this place.
Yeah.
Hit
This is my
Kawana
life.
for those who can see on the video.
Yeah, I actually just live here.
This is your first baby, and then the second baby is Ryder.
Yes, that's correct.
And congrats on your passing the MNU nutrition. You're now a qualified nutritionist.
Yep.
Boys, fuck yeah.
Bro science, dude.
I can tell people what to eat and have insurance.
And you do
Yes.
tell me what to eat with your insurance.
It is very
Yes.
helpful knowing someone that is close to you can tell you all this info
Yeah.
on nutrition.
Yeah.
Well, the best thing about you and I both being on this challenge is, although it's not a competition, it's a competition.
absolutely
And I'm going
a
to win because
competition.
I've got him.
Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, I'm not even going to compete. I might just
not
be
even gonna
I might be
compete.
humble about this.
Oh, yeah, okay.
And,
all right.
And then just like,
All right, wingspan. You want to stand on the table while you humble brag?
at the end. Anyway, no, we'll just say
I'm probably the most humble person I know. That's what you say. saying.
Compose is what I probably should have said. This is why I got you guys here. Correct me on my shit.
So yeah, yes, baby, this is my baby here.
Yeah.
And then I got another baby sitting at home,
Baby Ryder.
little Ryder boy.
So we've got little Ryder hanging with us on the regular now.
Yeah, he hangs around.
He hangs around, and I tell you
He's
what,
here to stay.
I don't want to say perfect babies exist,
Oh,
Oh,
but Ryder's definitely up there.
the amount.
wow.
The amount
That's
that
a
I
big call.
love that boy. Like, even when he's having his tantrums and doing his little, it's
Yeah.
just, I love him so much. It's like, you know that thing where people always say, it's like, no, until you have a child. Until you have a child. Oh, no. But it's like, it would be different for you being his dad, but it's
Yeah.
like, that's how I feel about him. It's just like,
No, but he does
He's a good
he's
kid.
a good-looking kid. You say like I say, does he ever throw a tantrum?
Yeah.
I don't know if you thought last night that was a tantrum or whatever. When he was just,
Yeah.
I'm like, that's not a tantrum.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's just from what he usually is,
Yeah.
for him to be like how he was last night. So basically, last night you're just like, hey Ryder, we're gonna go have a bath. Nah. You're like, well, we are, bro.
But it's
like
the-
we're definitely going. He's like, nah.
it's the pouting that gets me. It's always,
Yeah. Yeah, and it's so weird because you're just like, do you want this food? And he's like, yes. I'm like, okay, cool. Well, I just got to get it ready. I was like, okay, just chill, bro. And then I go to give it to him, and then he's like, nah. I'm like, you just wanted it, and then I take it away, and then he cries again, and you're like, okay, so you are insane. You're an insane person.
There's so much wrong with you.
So yeah, like in comparison to what he usually is like, that to me was a tantrum.
No, no way. And I think last night when you showed me that calendar app thing.
Yeah, to show the
Yeah, like
stormy weather.
I'm not aware of it yet because I really need to be. But
yeah.
that is a great idea. I was like, this would help so
Mm-hmm.
much because these are like statistics from millions of babies.
Yeah, bro.
For you to not worry about it straight away. Because I could imagine
Do you
before
want
this.
to elaborate on what the fuck you're talking about?
Yeah, probably
'Cause
not.
I don't know.
Okay, so there's this app.
There's
this
an
app, and it basically
Takes them through leaps.
It pinpoints basically what your kid's going through.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So it's like, on average, he should be teething now, and he should be.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So to break it down is like, so when you learn so much, man, like through this app, it's
Yeah.
so freaking awesome. I recommend anyone going and getting it. I cannot tell you what the app's called, but I can tell you there is an app out there that tells you when your child goes through a development leap.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So when a kid goes through a development leap, they kind of they act out in a sense,
Yeah.
because they're learning things, but like it tells you everything. So like to the point of like your baby can see you. You're not just a bunch of shapes now.
Yeah.
Because like when you
Yeah.
looks at you, like when it's first born, they don't know what you are. You're
Yeah,
just
yeah.
a bunch of shapes, and
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
more smell. So that's why like a child, when a baby's born, like doesn't really care about the father, only cares about the mother because it knows the mother's smell and it knows the breast milk
Yeah.
smell and all that kind of stuff. So it bases like a lot of its senses off its smell. And then anyway, as the baby gets older, every time it goes through a leap, they usually act up. So this app tells you when they're in a leap, and it kind of tells you the behaviors that they do, like that they might be doing. And like last night, for instance, I said to Kat, I'm like, is he in a leap right now? Because like he's doing some, he's acting up a little bit, like he was just being defiant. That's what
Yeah.
he's doing. He's
Yeah.
just being defiant, and not bad. He just says no.
Yeah.
Like,
He's
that's it.
so mild with it.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah,
mild.
totally, yeah. But when we went into the app, it was like every single trait that this app said
Yeah.
is exactly what he was doing. Like
Wow.
everything, and it says like how long the leap's going to go for, and then they go back to normal, and then they go up.
That's
yeah.
awesome.
But
What a
it's-
great tool.
It's so good.
Said something about, was it 5 days or?
Yeah, so we had 5 days left of that leap.
Okay.
So they usually have like a roundabout. So sometimes, like when Ryder first came about, he was kind of a little bit ahead of his leaps.
Yeah.
So he'd be like ahead of a leap by like maybe about 5 days. So we could
Yeah.
always expect 5 days before the leap cycle.
Fine,
that
that's
he
pretty
would
close.
be-
You'd think it'd be like weeks or months. That
Yeah,
this is over
nah, they're pretty
days.
bang on, man. Yeah.
Wow.
Because they, if you really think about it, I never thought about this, right? But like when a child's born, it needs to like build every part of its brain and sensories layer by layer.
Yeah.
Well,
You can't just go, because if you just go, hey, you're a human, here's everything.
Do algebra.
Yeah, like do everything. Their brain would fucking explode.
Yeah.
So even down to the point that it's like, it'll say on the app, it'll be like, in this leap, your baby can understand, what is it, like gravity? So not that like it doesn't understand what gravity
The
is.
concept of it.
But if you jump, you will come back down.
Yeah.
Like just something as simple as that. If
you drop something, it'll fall.
it will fall, yeah. And like if you, for instance, like if you're walking, if there's a newborn and you walk left, right, and then you start walking right, the baby will follow and keep going left until it tries to find you again, because it doesn't know that you can change direction. So even down to the sense of that, when somebody walks somewhere, that person can change direction. That needs to be something that they develop.
They learn.
Wow.
Yeah,
They
wow.
learn.
And
So-
then to actually even track that movement
To
as
track
well.
movement. So then there's like even, tracking movement. And there's so much, dude.
Well, that's like what I'm studying at the moment. Learning about infant development is so interesting because, like as newborns and, they're on their tummies and then when they start to look up like that and start looking around, that's actually what develops the natural curvature in their cervical spine, in the neck. And that's how they start to build their neck muscles for the next phase, which is reptilian crawling, which is that sort of frontal plane movement where they're side to side like that. And then they start to come up into sagittal, mammalian crawling, and then they start to develop their sagittal plane movement. And that's why you're not meant to help them start walking early. They're meant to figure this all out on their own because that's how they naturally develop the curvature of their spine for their future. And that's also why jolly jumpers are so dangerous for little babies, because you see it. If you watch a kid in a jolly jumper, they don't have the neck musculature and their spine isn't rigid and stabilized enough for it. So they'll be bouncing around, their heads going like this, and it's just fucking up their cervical spine.
Yeah.
It's and like the atlas joint and everything. It's so bad.
Absolutely. It also messes with their hips because you're gonna you can bow their legs. Outwards, so-
because the sacroiliac joint isn't developed either.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because their legs are so malleable, or their bones are so malleable. Like everything they have is so malleable.
Yeah.
So,
But like you're basically molding them into a shit position.
tell me about that rubbish that you see on the internet with people swinging their kids around like when they're infants.
What?
They like dangle them by their feet and just throw them around. Have you never seen them videos?
Yeah,
Apparently
probably
it's
like call the police.
No, I don't know. I don't know.
There's a movie called Don't Shake the Baby, and all you need to know is the title, Don't Shake the Baby.
No, literally, I don't want to get out. I'll show you after, but it's basically I don't know which country it is, not Australia, but they dangle their kids and just like by one leg.
What,
Really?
they think this is like part of their
They think it's
development?
part of like helping their spine like grow. I don't know.
Okay, don't do that.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
That's
I don't
that's
know
nuts.
about that.
Yeah.
I
can't
don't
believe you
know
haven't seen
enough
it.
about that to say.
Oh no, I chucked off the internet after that. It's rubbish.
You mean you just got rid of the whole internet?
Yeah, I just cancelled it, rang up the bloke and said, "Oi, mate,
Can you
No more
cancel
internet.
internet thanks?
Yeah.
All of it.
you got too much rubbish on
Worldwide.
me."
Just turn it off, thanks. Do you know what I always laugh at when it comes to the internet and like just information? There's this guy, I never remember his name, but he has this like YouTube channel and he just makes these like kind of animated videos. And the animated videos are just straight to the point, but like just so bizarre.
Big Les show.
No, yes. But it's so good. There's this one, and he's like, there's these two guys sitting next to each other, and one guy just goes, "Snakes have legs," and he's like, "Where did you hear that?" He's like, "On the internet. Snakes have legs." Oh, okay. Snakes have legs. And then a snake comes along, and then he turns around and he goes, "Oh, whoa, there's a snake. Hey, snake, do you have legs?" And he's like, no. And the snake like talks. He goes, where did you hear that? And he's like, from the internet. And did you get it from a reliable source? Or where did you get this information from? And he goes, the big butt face like, page or something. And he goes, so you're going to take information from the big butt face page? And he's like, yes. He goes, well, I'm here to tell you that I definitely don't have legs. And he's like, delete. Snakes have legs. He just kept on the motion that that snakes have legs because somebody went against what he read.
Yeah. Being in the fitness industry and like nutrition, you
Yeah.
must see this all the time with
So
people
much.
that do some research, but their
Yeah.
research is what they've seen on someone else's post.
Research these days, when somebody usually says it, that's just like from an average household that doesn't even know what PubMed is is usually a documentary
Yeah.
or a YouTube video.
Yeah.
Or the Joe Rogan Experience.
Yeah, sometimes the Joe Rogan Experience, or or just some random article that someone shared on Facebook, and people just like buy into it so quickly, like without, and they like, yeah, but research shows that, and they're like, but then you go like, so you read the research that it came from, right?
Yeah.
Because there's basically like when you write, there are pages out there you can write a. I forgot what they're called. I think they're called like a, pretty sure they're called a white document, I think. And basically you could have like a doctor, right, that just has like a personal bias of whatever, or has like some type of monetary thing connected to whatever they're about to write.
Yeah.
And they can write like a review on a study that could just be completely wrong.
Wow.
And no one can pull them up on it.
Yeah.
Because it's like a web page thing that's like, and it's all good, and they can just do whatever they want. And then people will just go and like read it, and they're like, yeah, but it's from this doctor.
Yeah.
You're like,
As opposed to looking at the data itself.
yeah.
Yeah.
But because it's not an actual lit review,
yeah.
it's just like basically a blog
Yeah.
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 that
yeah.
someone's written on.
Yeah.
You know, it won't be like, no one will kind of go like, oh yeah, they did a lit review. But if they did a proper lit review, they'd be
Yeah.
fucked up.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that they're giving misinformation.
Yeah.
It's almost like
So-
for something to be correct nowadays, it needs to come from a reliable source that has done the studies themselves, and there has to be at least 3 people that have come up with similar results.
There needs to be, yeah. So that's basically what like a meta-analysis would be.
Yeah.
So like a meta-analysis or a systematic review. That's basically what that is, and
Okay.
that's why like if you're ever gonna have like probably the best information that you could possibly get from a study, like from a certain topic of a study,
Yeah.
you would have to look at like systematic reviews or
Yeah.
meta-analysis, where sometimes the systematic review will have a meta-analysis in it. But even in that, there's still like issues in studies too, because there's people that fund studies too.
Yeah.
Which is like, it's so hard because you've got people that fund the study, which will like, there's absolutely positions where they just find it, like they just push the
cherry-pick the
data.
data.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'll push the data in the way that they want to do it. But it's the best way that you can find out any information. If you just picked one study, right,
Yeah.
like one control trial, you can't really confidently go, yep, that's 100% the way that things should go. Even in like a meta-analysis or a systematic review. And just for those who are listening that can understand that, a meta-analysis is usually a grouping of studies. So, sometimes you might have a meta-analysis of like, meta-analysis, is like a gathering of ridiculous amounts of data from a ridiculous amount of different studies. And it could be like 200 different studies on the same topic, if that is the availability. And then the review of that systematic review would be a review of like even how they went down and did the actual study, and they kind of tear it apart.
Yeah. What was the control?
What was the control? Yeah, and they go like, this study was really good and it came out with this result. However, the way that they did this and the formula that they used for this was actually incorrect.
Yeah.
There's even sometimes, because a lot of formulas are done through like an app you kind of like a program you have on your computer, and you kind of just put the data in, and then it kind of gives you all your results, and it makes all your tables and shit.
Yeah.
And there's like people that will be like, oh yeah, we've got this data from this app, and they need to reference how they receive their data, right? And the program won't even spit out that data.
Yeah,
It doesn't even do that.
Yeah.
And they'll write it that it did. And you're like, but it doesn't even have that function.
Yeah.
So how the fuck did you get that information?
Yeah.
So when people do the review of it, they're like, what the fuck's this, man? Like, how did you even get that information? Although this other information is actually pretty good. So they take little parts of things.
And
then
that's
put it
the
all
problem
together.
is that, like, from start to finish, there's so many gaps, and it's like the holes in Swiss cheese.
Yeah.
For the conclusion that they come to, because from the start, like, who's paying for that study?
Oh, yeah.
Like, what lobbyist group is paying for starters?
Totally, man.
Who's undertaking the study? So within that group of scientists and researchers, what confirmation bias do they have that they're already going to be looking for? Out of who reviews the data, like, what's their bias? Where's the cherry picking? How they interpret the data? Because it does happen.
Oh, yeah, totally.
And
you can
then-
get it wrong.
Even, within meta-analyses, like, it's such a popular one because the vegan and the keto stuff comes up all the time because they're so hyped. And so then people always cite, like, studies on red meat consumption or cholesterol intake. And they go, well, that's all well and good, except you're not looking at other lifestyle factors. Like, do they have a sedentary lifestyle? Are they active? What's the quality of the red meat that they're eating? Are they smokers? Do they take drugs? Are they drinkers? Like, so many other factors. And then they go, well, no, red meat causes bowel cancer.
Yeah,
Like
and it's all usually it's like an observation and association of something. So like that's where when you come back down to studies, if you're looking at something and it's like exactly that, it's like in this analysis that we did of this group of 200 people, of a survey that we've done, let's say 80% of people that consumed red meat also ended up getting bowel cancer. Let's say that's the information. That's not actually the information out there, just a little disclosure for that. That is just purely, they did a survey of people and they go all of their lifestyle factors.
Yeah.
And then they go, which ones had bowel cancer? And then they go, yeah, I had bowel cancer. So when you look at that, you also got to go, okay, so association-wise, the people that ate red meat, association-wise, 80% of them had bowel cancer. However, it's just an association. They're both in the same, like they're just, that person also did that, but they also smoked. And exactly what you said.
Yeah.
Smoked. They didn't, they lived a very sedentary lifestyle. They didn't eat vegetables. They did, and the meats that they ate were terrible. All that kind of stuff. And it's the same thing that goes there. So it was like when people spoke about, and then it comes back down to like actual percentage increase versus relative percentage increase, which is what people did get all fucking butthurt about when they spoke about red meat consumption increasing bowel cancer, like your chances of bowel cancer by 20%, right? That took the actual risk of getting bowel cancer from something like 1.3% to 1.6%. Because it was 20% increase from its actual
likelihood.
percentage. Yeah. Not, and people go, they read the headline, 20% increase of chances of getting bowel cancer if you eat red meat.
Yeah.
Because it's a carcinogen. Like, fucking bro. Do you even know what a fucking carcinogen is? And do you know how it works? So that's how people grab onto that. And yes, to answer your long question back to what you
I've got more to
said.
say after this, don't worry.
Yeah,
I'm just waiting.
It does. You do get it all the time, man, where people will come in. But you know what's, they'll go like, nah, this is like what I've seen. Is like the good thing is that people that come here are very open, which is good. They're open-minded. And they come to me and they go, hey, this is what I've heard. And they trust what I say.
Yeah.
And they go, is it true? And I'll go, well, here's the factors of it. This is how they found it. Here's the information, and also this is the reference you can go and look at if you would like to look at it. And that's how you can educate people to make the right decisions.
I just want to say, for someone who knows that many facts about facts, would you ever lose an argument? I don't reckon you would.
Oh, I'd lose many.
Nah.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But when
I
you
reckon I
started about I don't know, like, what was it? We started this podcast about 6 hours ago, but when you were talking about how they know how to make like analysis on all these different factors, it's just you know all that stuff as well. I think that's incredible.
Oh, I know what I need to know.
Yeah,
but like,
would you get into politics after this? Because debating would be
my
great.
God,
I would
no.
love to see you in a heavy debate. You
No.
two,
You'd be good at it.
I reckon
I
you'd
don't
be good
know.
at it too. You two together would be shit. but yeah, I reckon
I
that'd
put
be
it to
great.
you that you sucked off a horse.
But if you look at the facts, far
But
out.
yeah. But then back to that though, like back to facts though, it doesn't always relate back to how someone will do something. So then you've got to take into like account, like, because when something's so controlled, like if you have a controlled trial, right,
Yeah.
which like if they can control as much of the variables as possible. So like sometimes they'll get a study, like let's say that they're doing something, let's say that they're going on thermogenic effect of food for protein and they put someone in a metabolic ward, right, for 6 months. They lock these people down for 6 months in a metabolic ward, and one group will get like shitloads of protein and do the exact same thing fucking every day, and then another group will not get shitloads of protein and they'll do the exact same thing every single day, and they'll control these two groups, right? Mm-hmm. That's not real life.
Yeah.
So then you get this data of someone going like, yeah, so protein, the metabolic effects of protein is, 30% increase on TEF. So that's great. But then you go, okay, so I want you to burn more fat. So I'm going to get you to eat a higher dosage of protein.
Yeah.
You get them to eat it and they're like, I didn't eat all my protein. Why? Because I don't like eating all that protein. Okay, sweet. Well, then basically everything that you're basing, like if you went purely off studies, that you're just like, fuck yeah, I'm going to do exactly what it's not going to work.
Well,
like, these people aren't getting paid to do a challenge. They're paid to do a challenge.
Yeah.
And then you're going like, yeah, I'm going to tell you to do this because this is what the data says, but it's not real. Like they'll go like literally on the weekend, people were just like, no, I don't want to eat that much protein. I can't eat that much protein. Like, well, you can.
Yeah.
You fucking absolutely can. If I took away all your food, you would 100% eat your fucking protein. But they don't want to. And then you go, all right, so what's more realistic? Do I get you to eat this to get fucking 2% better result, or that you're not going to stick to, so then technically you get a 10% worse result than if I just told you, yeah, cool, I'll drop your protein down and you just fucking eat some foods that you like.
So, well, really, the thing is to kind of wrap up the facts and all that big word stuff bullshit you just went on about. But HIIT in itself has been a facility for so long now that it has its own in-house studies. And I asked you this last night. With have you changed the way over time with how diets are given out?
Absolutely.
And that's why, because you've done your own in-house research and what works better.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a combination of that. I have personally grown more information. Yeah. Like, and an understanding of, I guess, what people will do. So yes, I have gathered my own, I guess, case studies within the gym, and like kind of what I see, happen day to day. So yeah, I would definitely say that, and that's where I can say, myself, like I definitely have like a personal bias towards things that work. Yeah. But in the same essence with saying that, I don't let myself sit into the path of being like, well, this works for 90% of my clientele, so that therefore it will have to work for everyone. Yes. Because it's not. So then there's people that I do have to change the path on. Like, for instance, there was someone last week that, like, they just went, like, I just can't track. I don't want to get an app. I don't want to track my food. So I went, cool. So I showed this guy all of the different, like, protein, like, servings that they should have, like, to get the adequate amount of protein per their meal for their goal that they wanted to have. All of their carbohydrate servings, and all they had to do then was just mix and match. Like they just go to the list and they just go, I'm going to have this with this to this, bang, as a meal. And they had all their grams and everything in there. And I was like, if you can learn that, dude, then you're going to learn how to get your results and you don't need to track food. Will it be as accurate? No, but at least he's going to stick to that and not stick to just fucking whatever he's doing, drinking ice breaks and shit. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, going down that fact, there's definitely like, I have a personal bias for way things that do work, but I'm not controlled and stuck to that bias.
Yeah.
All right.
That's one of my favorite things about you is how fluid you are, and you don't get stuck in those biases. You're constantly developing, which is so important in this industry because, like, I mean, and one of Joe's favorite things is one of his favorite things is the ketogenic diet.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah, he fucking hates keto.
Yeah.
But like, I could see.
Oh, I understand 100% where he's coming from with it.
Yeah.
But and he's good at that as well. Is like you guys stay fluid
so good,
and you bounce off each other and which is I think is like such a success for you individually and for the facility.
Yeah. Joe fucking kicks ass at explaining things really simply. It's good.
He's just got a shit voice to do it.
Yeah, I think that's
Darren
what I
Lockyer.
feel like that's why people actually pay more attention because it's hard to understand. So you have to. So you fucking have to fucking listen.
Did his voice get better throughout COVID?
It did. It got really good,
It
man.
did. It was amazing.
Yeah, I was like, fuck yeah, Joe, go you. And then like first week back, his fucking voice.
By the way, Joe, if you hear this, I love you. All right, we're going to do a couple of questions. I think there's 10. There might be more or less.
Okay.
If you could give Take Us to Vegas a different name, what would it be and why?
Ooh, good one. Fuck yeah. All right.
Fuck yeah, that was
actually.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. Because actually, yes, it would be fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Because the band was so fuck yeah.
Yeah.
It kind of was.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, the songs weren't so like fuck yeah, like, because that's kind of glam metal-ish if you were to think fuck yeah.
Yeah.
But just like the vibe of the band was always just so like,
Yeah, fuck
yeah.
Yeah. When we were fun, we were fun.
Yeah, it was fun times, man. So yeah, I would say fuck yeah.
Oh, that's
Fuck
a good,
yeah.
good answer.
When we talked about this, we couldn't decide because I was never that excited by Take Us to Vegas as a band name, but
Yeah.
it just kind of like I liked the rhyming of it.
Yeah.
I always liked that, and so I just kind of rolled with it.
Oh, yeah.
Naming bands is one of the hardest thing ever. But
Yeah.
you had an idea of calling something Thunder Kicks,
Yeah.
which is
Yeah,
Well, that was
rad.
that was originally what I was going to call Wingspan.
yeah.
But Alex shut it down. He's like, nah, it's shit. I'm like, yeah, whatever. So anyway, when Take Us to Vegas came around, I'm like, I got this name ready to go. Thunder Kicks, what do you reckon, boys? Yeah, nah, let's not do that. Okay, all right, whatever. So then Alex came out of his room that day when we were watching The Hangover and said, why don't we call it Take Us to Vegas? I still said Thunder Kicks. Everyone else said Take Us to Vegas.
I would have gone Thunder Kicks 100%.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I was a sheep, so I'll just go wherever.
Nah. When we finally get around to forming our adult dad band,
Yeah.
Thunder Kicks.
Thunder Kicks.
Sick.
Thunder! Every time.
What qualities do you like in a woman?
In a hummus?
In a woman.
Well, first let's cover hummus. Because fuck, I love hummus.
Chickpeas.
There's got to be chickpeas in there. Got to tell you that. Maybe a bit of spice. I do like paprika in my hummus.
We're talking about hummus
Yeah.
A
or
little bit of garlic.
Yeah, bro. Fuck yeah, love hummus.
By the way, all these questions were sent through to us when we
when we
did
did
our
ours.
post.
Okay.
And this was the episode that didn't work out because we'd had 3 beers and we were really tired.
Yeah, we were.
Well, a good girl must have a virgin. No, no. Okay, qualities that I like in a woman. Being real. Like just being a real, just
Authentic.
like authentic, and just being like them. Like as long as they're being them, then I'm all about it. And I obviously, if they can bask in their own like traits that they have and like just be stoked about like who they are as a person, then I think that would be the thing that I find most like attractive for a female. Because like if someone can like if they're confident, then they're driven, and then they will do things, and then they're like there's nothing that kind of holds them back.
Yeah. Perfect
Great
answer.
Yeah,
Perfect. This was one. Have any of us liked the same girl?
Any of us like the same girl?
Yeah.
No.
We all have very different tastes in the women.
Yes. I think the only person that it wasn't even a like, it was like, I remember there was a battle between, not even a battle, but I remember Dean being like, I'm going to go and like before you and Rani were together. Because
Oh.
remember that night when we were at Alex?
Yeah. Was
We're
Rani
at
gonna try,
Alec.
was Dean gonna try to hook up Rani?
Yeah. You were there. We were all there.
I don't remember that at all.
Oh,
What's
but
Rani
then
at?
like a week later, you started chatting to her, and I was like, "Fuck yeah!" Nick." I spoke to Rani about it the other day. I was like, "Fuck yeah, it's so fucking sick."
She would have gone for Dean anyway. Didn't like his shoes or the puka shell necklace.
Yeah, well, knowing Rani now,
I'm just trying to
I
figure
could
out
never.
the whole scenarios of how the world would work out if Dean was here right now and just how
just
did
be
this all
weird.
pan out? I kind of want to know that at the same time.
But I feel like it might have just been a conversation, you know. It was like Instagram was around, like
Yeah.
it's not around anymore. Oh, the old Instagram.
We had this thing,
Yeah.
everybody.
But yeah, so I think it was like kind of that. He was like, "Oh yeah, this chick's hot. I reckon I could bloody get with her." And then literally like a week later, you were out hanging with her, and I was like,
Sick.
Yeah, the boys.
I'm going to ask this question and then I'm going to answer for you.
Okay.
And you can tell me if I'm right.
"Please do."
The question is, if you could tour with any band in the world, who would it be?
Go.
And I believe that your answer is Queen or Muse.
Yeah.
Ooh, close.
Yeah?
Yeah, very close.
Okay. No, can I say the other guess?
Huh.
Foo Fighters.
Oh fuck! Actually, I didn't even think of them.
What?
Okay, but if I was to go-
I'm thinking of another one.
Go.
But
Go.
I can't remember the band name now.
Oh,
No, you just go. I can't remember
oh,
what
you
they're
thinking
called.
Memphis May Fire?
No.
No, because it's not them either.
Yeah.
My first band that went bang, first name in my head, Slipknot.
Oh,
Ah.
that's a good one.
Yeah. Fucking mental. That would be
Yeah.
sick. Corey
Yeah.
Taylor's the dude. Like,
Yeah.
I fucking
Yeah.
love Corey Taylor.
Yeah.
I love everything that he does. He's so, like, creative in every facet of his life.
Yeah. Well,
I'm
when
all
we
about that.
did this initially, Slipknot was one of my answers because it's like biggest metal band ever
Totally.
potentially, but also because Corey's quite big at fostering young bands and like bringing them up and giving them a hit. And like apparently Slipknot are really good to tour with and that they take care of their support bands
Oh,
really
man. I'm pretty sure, like, I wouldn't even go fangirl Dave Grohl. Like, I would fangirl Corey
Yeah.
Taylor.
Yeah.
I would.
Yeah.
I would probably pass out.
I remember I got pulled. Nick pulled me up once when we met Quinn Allman from The Used.
well. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I started sweating him a little bit harder, and then Nick kind of just gave me the nudge, just saying, "Hey, I'll stop sweating you for a second."
Was that Advance? That was Advance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At Warp Tour.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I was just like, "Yeah, what did I do? I didn't mean to do it. Sorry."
Well, I gave Burt McCracken the Blood Wolves EP and I never heard from him. So
No, we heard him listen to it in his car because he had his
he had his Peugeot and his missus there.
yeah, and they
Yeah,
had
he
a
put it
plan.
on in the car, but
Yeah,
like
whether
he-
or not he's listened to
we
it, whatever.
we didn't hear from him.
It might have stayed in his thing after it. For
Imagine if it jammed his stereo and that's
it's
all he could
still
put in there
Had to
forever.
sell his car.
Sell his car with Take Us to Vegas stuck in
Yeah.
the Stezza.
Fuck yeah. That raises market value.
One person who inspires you.
Besides us.
Yeah, well, that was a hard one. One person that inspires me. Katrina Robson.
Ooh, good answer.
Yeah, actually,
she
though.
inspires me too.
That was
Actually.
that was
Baby
the
mama.
only answer you were meant to give. by the way.
Yeah, actually, no, she's been a huge inspiration for me for the last, probably like last year and a half. It's been probably a pretty big
Yeah.
inspiration for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit she's done.
Done an amazing job as a boss, as a woman, as a partner,
Fuck
as a mother.
As a mother, yeah. She's
Yeah.
fucking just
She's a boss.
killing it.
She's a
dude.
boss bitch.
She is a boss bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's fucking, she's crushing it. And
She
then
gets my
especially
jokes
now,
too.
She does.
I appreciate that.
Man, if you want someone to laugh at jokes, get Katrina around. She fucking loves a joke. She's
Loves a joke.
loves it. She
She's
just
into
gets
some
amongst it.
banter.
Yeah, she loves it. Yeah.
If you could only eat one food for the rest of your life, what would it be?
One food. So
Yeah.
like a meal, like a prepared, or like an ingredient.
Dealer's choice.
Okay, cool. That's good. There's no single ingredient.
Red onion.
Yeah. I would say, oh yeah, cool, because I'm going to kind of find a fucking loophole this. Pizza.
Yeah.
Because you can top it.
Righto.
If
Yeah.
you won the lottery, what would you spend it on?
Oh, this is the dad in me. Investments.
Angel investments.
Invest.
Bitcoin.
I'll invest in red.
On red. Yeah,
That's a casino joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All on red.
What was it that we were speaking about the other day? And I was just like, yeah, put it all in red. We were speaking of something anyway. It doesn't matter. But yeah, yeah, I would actually invest in stuff.
Yeah.
I would, make a portfolio.
What would your selfish purchase be?
My selfish purchase?
Yeah.
Fuck. A basketball court?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Cool.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Like a
Sick.
house
I
with a
rate that.
basketball court. Actually, yeah, that's what it'd be.
yeah.
Just a house.
Yeah, house,
All kitted.
basketball court.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'd have. I'd
Golf
be,
simulator.
There'd be a pool. Yeah, fuck it. We'll chuck a golf simulator in there. like that's
Just so you can dislocate your knee again.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, go that. Yeah.
What animal scares you?
Animal scares me.
A used tissue.
Yeah, fucking tissues, man. A flying tissue. No, animal scares me. I mean, sharks are kind of scary. Like, they're kind of scary. Nothing really scares me. I just would rather not be around them.
Sure.
Yeah.
So, like a snake, I'm not scared of a snake. But, like, if a snake was in the room, I wouldn't be as happy as if the snake wasn't in the room.
Yeah.
Snake was in the room, I would avoid it.
Yeah, I'd be like, there's a snake there. I'm not going to freak out. Like, I'm okay with the snake being there.
Yeah.
But I also, like, it'd be sick if someone took that snake away.
Yeah.
Well, reptiles have no emotion.
That's why I don't like them.
Yeah.
Like, don't like them. I just don't trust them.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's kind of like if I was in a room with a murderer, like, I wouldn't really be scared of the murderer, but I'd like kind of not want to be in there.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I'm not scared of that murderer.
Just have that conversation with them as well. Look, just so you know, I'm not really scared of you, but it would be better if you weren't
Yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Like, because I don't know what you're going to do,
Yeah.
I'd rather not be around you. Because I don't want to be put in the situation to have to fuck you up. No, to have to, defend myself. It's the same with like a shark. It's like I never had any fear with paddling from, Majimba Beach to Old Woman Island, right? And you'd see sharks as you went over there.
Yeah.
But like, I also didn't feel stoked that there were sharks there. I was like, there's a shark. Okay. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. And you're
Have you
all
ever
good.
met a murderer?
I reckon I have.
Potentially.
You don't know.
I fucking
I know.
100%.
I definitely have.
Really?
Chopper.
When
You
did
met
you
him?
meet Chopper?
Yep. Noosa at Servo.
Get out of town.
Yep, shook his hand.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, is Chopper someone you shake hands with?
Fucking
Yeah,
oath.
why
not?
Why not?
Like,
Eric
Shake hand?
Banner did a movie about it.
I know.
That's sick. Of
Yeah,
course
I
you
mean,
would.
isn't it weird that like so many of Australia's like big names are all criminals?
yeah.
Yes.
Like,
That's weird to me.
Well, not that weird considering like it was a nation founded on a convict
yeah, thing. And that.
penal colony. That's what
Yeah.
I was going
yeah,
for.
so like Vikings raped and pillaged. Does that mean like?
No, but we actually
Fucking-
started as criminals.
Yeah, I get ya.
We're just
It's just weird. I feel
like any
that's
country
weird.
with sketchy background.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're the only country with criminals as our idols.
Yeah, probably.
I feel like that's the case.
Like the guy that punched Tony Abbott in the face.
Yeah, or like threw an egg, or the other guy that fucking smoked
yeah.
an egg. It's like, yeah, violence.
He egged Fraser Anning, didn't he?
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know.
the
I don't
senator.
know politics.
Is that definitely recording?
I fucking hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
If you could live anywhere in the world other than here, where would it be?
Wow, hard question. Very hard question. Nah, would hate to be there now. I was going to say Melbourne, but no.
Really?
Other
Melbourne.
than
I
Australia.
didn't picture you as a Melbourne.
Yeah, you gotta.
Yeah, I
say
love
country.
Melbourne because I love layers.
Yeah, for sure.
Love clothing layers.
True. Okay, that adds up.
But I would be in maybe possibly Singapore, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, okay,
I rate
cool.
that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Probably
Singapore's
Singapore.
a cool city.
Probably because then I would be able to train
Yeah.
at Evolution.
Yes.
And you
Yeah,
get a plane
MMA.
anywhere, really, can't you?
yeah, that's so close to
Yeah, that's a
everywhere.
good
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, that too. But
I love Changi Airport.
mainly,
it's so cool.
yeah, mainly that because like I was thinking America because I'd love to go to like Jackson Wings.
Right.
Was thinking Brazil because of BJJ. But, you know, fuck being in Brazil.
Where would you go?
Yeah, where would you go?
Maui, 100%.
Maui.
No doubt about it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where would you go? Fucking
Look,
Cleveland.
What I would love to do.
Cameron Smith's house.
Yeah, so Smithies. No. If I could get a job in New York for a year, I would love to do a New York lifestyle for a year.
Okay,
Yeah,
really?
That would be
Yeah.
cool. But if I could think of somewhere to live, probably Queenstown.
Oh, yeah, okay.
beautiful.
Yeah, I feel that.
Beautiful.
I love
feel that.
Queenstown.
Yeah, valid. Yeah.
We should
Yeah.
all go to New Zealand.
Oh,
Yeah,
we should
I'm all
take
about
a trip.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love New Zealand.
do a podcast over there.
Yep. All right.
Fuck,
Done.
yeah.
That's 2021 goals. That's
Yeah.
what we're doing.
Sweet.
Done.
Let's do it.
Locked in.
Okay, let's book it.
All right. Well, that's all the questions. Now it's time for your show and tell.
What do you got for us?
Okay, guys. Get ready for this. All right.
Y'all get ready for this.
You guys will be, it's actually highly underwhelming.
Wasn't expecting it.
Australia, okay?
Do you have a stamp collection?
I don't have a stamp collection. I have a coin collection.
All right, that is show and tell.
Yeah. So these are coins that I used to collect with my grandfather. And these coins, I actually looked up their value last night, and they're actually, you know, fucking
Tell us after we stop recording.
So I do have a lot more than this. I just couldn't bring them all.
Yeah.
So this one is the Australian florin. This little pretty guy. Show up to the camera.
Yeah.
Yes.
That one's off.
Yeah.
Yes, it is off. Doesn't
That one's probably off now too.
So yeah,
No one gets to see it.
no one gets to see the show and
This is just called tell.
So this one, there was only 40,000 made of this coin. Yeah, go pass it around. Pass it around. Made at the Perth Mint.
Very cool. Touch it.
Yeah. And
So that is $1.
yeah.
You never use it though.
Nah, you could never spend it. And I tell you what, if you spent $1
Like that.
like that, if I went and bought a bottle of water,
Can't buy one
fucking
of
hell,
these.
they would have made a good pretty penny out of that.
$1 day at 7-Eleven. You trade it for an ice break.
Yeah, absolutely. And this one is the anniversary of the coronation.
Oh.
Yeah,
Which one?
1953 to 2003
So
of the
that's
Queen.
Elizabeth II.
Yes. That's this one.
Good on you, Lizzie.
There's this one. My favorite ones is this one. Actually, these ones are two of my favorites. And then I do also have a square 50-cent coin. Yeah, and the square 50-cent coin, that one has like a little kookaburra on it. And they were like a really like super fucking rare one that was that they had. And it's like in a case like that. And I forgot how many that they made, but basically like there's a 0 to 100 scale of rarity of coins, right? And that square 50-cent coin one is a 90 on that scale.
Wow.
Yeah. So both of these coins individually, the florin, this one is so that's about it's not that amazing, but a $70 coin for $1. This one's about like $50, but the 50-cent coin, that's about like 100.
Pretty sick.
Wow.
Pretty sick. And where do you keep these in your house?
I keep do you know what's actually funny? I actually keep them in probably the worst place you could possibly ever keep them. In fact, when my house got robbed in
Mansfield.
Mount Gravatt.
Yeah.
The person that was robbing my house was actually going through the thing that I have all my coins in.
Far out.
But they had no idea because they were just a heap of boxes.
You know what? They just
They were looking at them.
No,
I remember
they saw it. They're
walking
like,
in.
oh, it's only worth 50 cents.
Probably.
Idiots.
Yeah. And they were like, and it was in that little thing that I have them in, and it's everything that I have about my grandfather is in this one thing.
Oh.
That would have been heavy.
Oh, bro. I would have unleashed if they had have taken that. I would have fucking lost it. So yeah.
That was
so
cool. Good on you for bringing that for show and tell.
bang. It was either this, a samurai sword, or like I said before, my basketball hoop. And I rode my bike here, so
You
that
could've
kind of
brought
cut
that.
out the samurai sword. I'm just with my samurai sword.
I could imagine you would end up on a video on Facebook. Look at this guy.
Who the fuck is this guy?
No, you should have done it because there's magpies around at the moment.
Could you? Bro, I would fucking cutting down fucking Maggies with my samurai sword. That would be fucking unheard of. Wow. Yeah, so it was either that or my samurai sword.
Well, there
I
you
thought
go.
that was pretty cool because
I
like
like
no
that.
one's ever seen them. Like
Yeah.
I've never, I don't take them out. Kat
Yeah.
didn't even know I had them.
That's sick.
There you
She's
go.
like, what the fuck are they? I'm like,
We'll have to get you back on
they're
and
my special coins.
talk more about your grandpappy.
Oh yeah, my grandpa.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was Ryan Goodall.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us, my good friend.
Yeah.
And
Pleasure.
round 11, we're going to give you Ryan's home address.
Come inside, like I said, my samurai sword.
And where,
Ching, ching.
Ryan, you have your own podcast, which is called.
It's called the Playbook Podcast, and it's been about fucking 8 months since we put up our last episode.
So everyone, the hype has been built for your next
Yeah,
episode.
season
Yeah.
two's coming. Season 2, we do it in seasons. So
How many episodes did you get up to?
7.
7. See,
Yeah.
we're at 11 now. Or we're
10.
10.
Yeah.
10. We're veterans, brother.
Yeah, but your episodes are about a quarter of the length of our episodes.
Yes.
Ours go. It's so funny. We'll jump on and we're like, okay, Joe.
We're gonna
Yes,
get-
Ryan. We're gonna do this in 30 minutes. Yep, cool. What are we talking about today? Nutrition. Okay, cool. Hour 45 minutes later.
Wow.
We tried. We
3
tried to do
hours
it.
and 50
Yeah,
minutes.
Yeah. We always try to go short. It's the same with this one. This one's going to be super long.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think whenever we get guests, they'll be long. But
Oh,
when
for
it's
sure.
when it's just us two, they're goldfish episodes.
Yeah.
I do love it. I fucking as like a frother of the potty. Like, I fucking love these episodes. Like when I'm driving to work and I see it pop up on my what is it, podcast thing, on my fucking whatever it's called. I don't know
Yeah.
what it's called. Apple Podcasts.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, oh fuck yeah, what a
in.
listen. Bang.
it.
Get in my car, bang, listen on the way here, listen on the way home.
We'll get
Got
you to
myself an
we'll get you to
episode.
call in one time so you can do the old long time
yeah.
listener first time call.
That's how I was going to introduce myself. in this one.
We blew it.
Ah,
I was like,
Um,
yeah.
Ripper, mate, I got to get into some traffic and head back to Brisbane. So it's been great. It's been real.
Has been real.
We'll talk when this has stopped.
Fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. Bye bye.
thanks for joining, everybody.
Bye bye.